In recent years, Saudi Arabia has inched toward giving women greater rights, like the right to drive, for example. But the restrictions placed on them are still immense, and some are using social media to rebel against the stifling system of male guardianship. Another young Saudi woman has turned up to Twitter for help days after Canada granted asylum to a teenager who fled her family. You see him sitting right next to me here. DW social media editor Jared Reed is going to tell us all about that. So I mean, this case, Jared, I mean, it really grabbed international attention. First of all, just remind us what happened.
So this young Saudi woman, Rahaf Mohammed, she was with her family in Kuwait, and it took the chance to flee them, and she wanted to go to Australia to seek asylum there, and she was headed there. But en route in Thailand, she was stopped by authorities in the airport, and there seemed for a while that there was a really real risk that they would send her back to her family. So what she did is she barricaded herself in her hotel room and live tweeted her situation, posting videos asking for help, also posting a number of tweets like this one where she says, "I'm afraid my family will kill me." There were hashtags in support of her. And in the end, the UN's refugee agency granted her refugee status, and she ended up being accepted by Canada. So good news for Rahaf. She says she escaped her family because of physical and psychological abuse that her family had put on her. And this is something that rights groups say is a really big reason causing Saudi women to try and flee. This, and also the male guardianship system, where a male relative really can determine the course of your entire life. And as we know, women's rights are a massively sensitive issue there, and there are a number of women's rights activists in jail at the moment, and there are fears that they're being tortured as well.
And just for those who didn't recognise, I mean, that was a pretty warm welcome to Canada. She was actually greeted by the foreign minister herself at the airport.
Right.
Tell us, now there's another case of a woman using Twitter to ask for help.
That's right.
As well.
So she's gone online and basically she's asked for protection from her father. This case is a little bit different, though, because she's still in Saudi Arabia. On Twitter, she's calling herself Nujud al-Mandil. We can get a grab of her account. We can see she's not revealing any identifying information like her face. She's just posting audio and pleas for help. She says her father has beaten and burnt her, but that she has been able to escape because her story has gained some traction and she's now being housed in a domestic abuse shelter. So a little bit different from Rahaf Mohammed, but two examples of Saudi women trying to use social media to publicise their pleas for help.
How about copycat runaways, Jared?
Well, look, it would be tempting to think that we'll see a lot more of this now, but we have to keep in mind that what these women are doing is still very, very risky, because for every successful case like Rahaf Mohammed, there are many, many more who aren't successful. In Germany, there's a really interesting angle. There's cases of Saudi women applying for asylum who are being rejected because authorities here say that the social reforms happening back home show that they're more safer than they were, something that rights groups say isn't stacking up. When we look at the social media aspect, though, these young women are clued up, they've got phones, they've got social media, which shows that they understand the risks that they're taking when they go online to ask for help, and that they're still prepared to take the risk.
Thank you so much for telling us more about it. Jared Reed from our social media desk. We appreciate it.